Greetings, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video. I hope that you are well, and I hope that you are fighting, because there's a lot to be fighting for, and that includes yourself. You are worth fighting for every day, even if that just means getting out of bed. In today's video, I wanted to talk about men. Over the past several months, when I have been looking for things to make videos about, I regularly will come across podcasts by misogynistic men, because there is an abundance of those. Oh my god, please stop giving men podcasts. But one that I have continuously come across and that a lot of you have asked me to talk about, and that I have actually made a video about in the past, is the Fresh and Fit podcast, because somehow they keep getting worse. And I didn't know that was possible. So I wanted to talk about that because since the last time we talked about them, a lot has happened and they haven't changed. So they're giving us content. If you don't know who Fresh and Fit are, the best way to sum them up is that Andrew Tate was a regular guest. And they talk about him all the time. They use his philosophy all the time. They bring women in and they yell at them and debate with them and ask just ridiculous and insane questions and then think that they own women, but like they don't. They just look stupid. And so that's their podcast. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So buckle up because it's going to be a bumpy ride. A lot of the time in their attempts to make women look stupid and bad, they end up looking stupid themselves. For example, this video where he asks the women at the table to describe their dream man.
For the girls that want to get married, describe your dream man real quick. Height, income, look in general.
Not the man that they would date, not their bar or their expectations or their standards, just their dream man. And so they go around and, you know, the first couple of girls answer like this.
I don't really like bringing looks into this because
Come on, man, keep it 1,000 looks, or what? Get the guy through the
6'4"
door.
and above.
All right, 6'4", income, how much?
Income.
Yep.
This is such a shallow thing to say.
Just say it.
A mil.
Okay.
Okay.
Per year or per year?
Yeah, that would be nice.
They would want a tall man who works out and has a nice body and earns $1 million a year. That is their ideal type. And like he uses this as like a see, freaking gotcha. Obviously, women only want to date tall dudes with money. But like, bro, firstly, you asked them to describe a dream man, not their standards, not their like exclusive list. They didn't say, I won't date anyone who doesn't earn $1 million a year. They said their dream man would earn $1 million a year. And you know what? Fair enough, man. If you could date any person in the entire world, what things would they have? Specifically, height and money, because those are the only prompts they had. You're gonna say a fuckload of money. Ideally, wouldn't it be so cool if you earned $1 million a year? You never have to worry about anything ever again. Life would be so much easier. If your partner earned $1 million a year, sweet, fantastic. That makes life so much easier. They never said they wouldn't date anyone who doesn't, though. They are aware that that is unrealistic. They are aware that that's not a likely thing to happen. And they never said that that was a deal breaker. Just that that was their dream man. Dream, as in not real. But then you get to the third woman at the table who is like, I don't care about height.
I think height is irrelevant to me.
Come on, Emma.
And
What's the bare minimum done for you?
Height's relevant.
bare minimum, like
Yeah.
5 foot
Okay.
or taller is
Yeah, right.
cool. Yeah, that's fine.
And they're like, okay, well, what about income? Surely you want a man who makes a lot of money. And she's like, you know what? I don't really mind. Income doesn't matter that much as long as he can support himself. That's fine. We can make it work. We can be happy. I just don't want to have to support him myself.
As long as it's enough for him to take care of his own needs
Give us a
and like
number.
and be like nice gestures to me
Give us
every
a
once in a
number.
while,
This is gonna be your husband.
like 50 grand or more a year.
But then they start harping at her and going at her. And I love it so much because like She's like, I've dated broke guys and it's been great. It's been fine. It doesn't matter.
Dated a lot of broke people and been really happy.
And so they start harping on her like, oh, well, if you'll date a broke dude, then why are you single?
Where is the guy right now, Emma? Where is the guy right now?
The guy that I'm talking about?
No, yes.
I don't know him.
Exactly.
I'm single right now.
No, he's trying to say if he makes $50K per year, then where is he right now?
I don't
Should
know where
be
he is.
everywhere.
On a yacht.
Yeah, in other words, the
Your
relationship
exes.
didn't work out. Is
Your
what he's trying to
exes.
say.
Because, like, if you don't have expectations about finances and height, then why are you single right now? You could be dating someone. If your only qualifications for a partner is how much they earn and what height they are, you need different standards. Maybe she broke up with the people that were broke because, I don't know, they didn't vibe on an emotional level. They didn't have enough in common. They had a different moral compass. They were going in two different directions. They were moving across the country. They just didn't work as a romantic pairing. Maybe they're good friends now. Why doesn't she have a boyfriend presently? Maybe she doesn't want one. Not everyone wants to be in a relationship. She could be choosing to be single. And maybe she has standards about, like, emotional intelligence, things they have in common, moral compasses. There's a lot more that goes into a dream man and who you would date than their height and their income. So the gotcha moment here is so ridiculous, and I don't know how you can sit there and think you made a valid point with that, because you proved literally nothing. All this proved was that you only care about two things, and you want to paint it as though women also care about those two things, because women are two-dimensional and don't care about anything else. We don't care about personality. We don't care about things we have in common. We don't care about life goals or dreams or aspirations. We don't care about hobbies. None of that matters. We only care if they have $1 million and they're over 6 foot. Otherwise, they're not worth our time. You didn't prove that, though. You didn't make any points. You just look so stupid. I don't understand how they can watch these back and think genuinely they just made a really good point and they just, like, owned her and then post it online. Like, bro, this woman just said she would date someone who earns enough money to support himself and, like, go out on some dates every now and then, and you're like, fucking cap because you're single. That's not how relationships work. The next video we have is one that is a common debate on this channel, and that is why being faithful is the woman's job. Men don't have to be faithful, obviously. That's going against biology. That is a woman's job. And this is a really common take and conversation on this podcast, but this video in particular is quite the headache.
Sexual fidelity is a woman's role. Security and provisioning is the man's role. A man is capable of providing for and fucking multiple women, all right? Because we're different. However, women in general are not okay being hoes and fucking a bunch of guys. Goes against their natural state.
This is just, like, blatantly not true, bro. Shut up. Where are you getting this information? Source, man. Source. You can talk about this from a biological standpoint, and yeah, like, biologically speaking, that is, like, the purpose of, like, life and species and how it works. But that's not how everyone is, because each person is different. And maybe you are someone who has a high libido and doesn't want to be in a monogamous relationship, and that's fine, that's cool, you do you. However, implying that all men are like that is not true at all, because, like, asexual men exist, for starters. Demisexual men exist. There's a lot of men who have lower libidos, lower sex drives, just aren't interested in sex in general. Like, that's a thing. Those men exist, and they are way more common than you seem to think they are. And then on the flip side, there are a lot of women with really high libidos, really high sex drives, and hypersexuality. That's not against their nature either. Like, these are very normal things that exist because each person is different. We all have our own unique biological makeup, and it's not as simple as the X and Y chromosomes that you have control your sex drive. Because, like, a lot of it, yeah, sure, has to do with amounts of hormones and stuff, but all different people have different amounts of different hormones. It's not a, like, black and white, men have this, women have this. That's not how any of this works. I know a lot of women who have been sleeping around for a lot of years, and they're doing fine. They're still having a jolly good time. And they don't feel like they're going against their nature. That's what they want. That's what they enjoy. It's been decades, and they're fine. They're not sick of it. That's cool. That's good for them. And on the flip side, I know men who just don't enjoy sex, who don't want to have sex, or have been in long-term monogamous relationships and are totally happy with that. This varies from person to person. Who made you the speaker of all men? And who let you speak over women? Because I didn't tell you you could do that. You're not speaking my truth, and you're not speaking the truth of, like, most people. So, like, shut up, sit down, man. And speaking of women being promiscuous and having higher sex drives than men in some instances, here's a fun little fact about where I'm from. New Zealand, Aotearoa, is the only place in the world that I could see, anyway, where women's body counts are, on average, higher than men's. Even as a whole country. Like, I don't know what point you're making there, bro. Anyway, that's my fun fact of the day. I hope that you enjoyed it.
I always say men are as only faithful as their options. Look at Dan Blazarian. Look at the Tate brothers right now. They're blowing up. Why? Because they live a lifestyle that most guys wish they could do. A bunch of chicks living with them that they have sex with, and they can do whatever they want. They got their main chicks, but they still have a bunch of women.
No one is saying that you can't have a girlfriend and then dating or sleeping with other women at the same time. As long as there is consent and there is knowledge. You used Andrew Tate here as an example, and if that is his situation, clearly his partner is aware of that and is consenting to that. So therefore, that's not a problem. Andrew Tate does a lot of really shitty things. Obviously, he's a terrible person. But, like, if there's consent for that happening and there's not any emotional manipulation involved in that, which I'm skeptical of in his situation, then that's fine. But you can't expect to have that and stop your partner from doing the same. If you are allowed to be in this relationship and then also sleep with people on the side, then your partner is allowed to do the same thing too. And if, as you're saying, that's not in a woman's nature, like if you leave a woman to their own device, they're gonna stay faithful and they're not gonna cheat. Firstly, that's just not true at all. But, like, if you are saying that, then what's the harm in telling them they can do that? Because they're not going to want to, right? They're not going to want to because it's against their nature. So what's the harm in being like, okay, I'll sleep with other women and you can sleep with other dudes? Because surely you have nothing to worry about. Because they don't want to do that, do they? Women only want to sleep with you. Or are you gonna not let them do that because you know they want to sleep with other men and they will and they're gonna enjoy it more because you are shit in bed? That's what I'm thinking. You want to sleep with lots of women, but you don't want to have to sleep with lots of men because you feel threatened and possessive. Both of which really toxic. Either you're monogamous or you're not. You can't have both.
All you ladies imagine, okay? I'm your neighbor down the street. You grew up in a poor family. I grew up in an extremely rich family. I turn 18, I get a $2 million inheritance. You, on the other hand, grew up in a poor family. You had to go through school. You had to go ahead and start a business, get your degree, get a job. You had to earn your money. 10 years passes, right? Fast forward through life. We're both 28 now. You saw me on Instagram living it up, spending my money, going on jets, high flying, all limousines, all that shit. Fucking bitches, doing cocaine, all this shit, right? Living my life, right? With my inheritance from my rich family. You, on the other hand, scaled up a business, got your degree. Now you're a multimillionaire too. We meet at a high school reunion. And I tell you, hey man, you guys know that I've lost quite a bit of money. I'm not doing too good financially right now, but I tell you, hey man, you should really invest in this stock and this strange crypto coin here. It's going to be the next thing, man. I'm telling you. Would you take my financial advice seriously?
I would say no.
Okay.
On to how to gain it? No, not really. Just as a pointer on what you did wrong.
You triggered my trap card!
So why the fuck should a guy go ahead and believe what a woman says when she said, you should be have fidelity to me, whatever? Because the reality is this, when it comes to sex and relationships, women are trust fund babies. Men are self-made millionaires. We don't play by the same set of rules. A man has to create his value. He has to become that multimillionaire. You guys are giving your millions up front. So therefore, we don't play by the same set of rules. How I spend my money as a self-made millionaire, right, can't be dictated by someone who inherited the money.
This is so strange. Why are we objectifying women? Why are we comparing these two situations? What is it with this whole thing of women have it so easy? Men all love women. Women can sleep with whoever they want. They can date whoever they want. They have it so easy. That's just not true.
Well, you've had that abundance your entire life because guys have hit you up since you've had puberty, right? Men don't get that privilege until they're older on in life when they busted their ass. So you'll never understand the male struggle of fucking a lot of girls because it's not given to us, it's earned.
Being hit on since puberty started, like being hit on since you were a child, is not a privilege. Being sexualized your entire life, not a privilege, not fun, not cool. A lot of the time when women get hit on, or girls get hit on from puberty, as you mentioned, it's by adults. It's not out of like being desirable. It's out of men being like, oh, I could control her. Like, why else would people hit on 12-year-olds, you know? Like, that's not a privilege. It's just fucked up. Don't be talking about it like it's a privilege and we have all the options in the world, because a 12-year-old is not going to date an adult, and an adult should not want to date a 12-year-old. Or 13, 14, 15, etc. Like, teenagers being hit on by adults, not a privilege. Really fucked up, and it messes with your head. As for, like, people your own age hitting on you, as a teenager, not true at all. It's just not true. The way boys and girls have crushes on each other is very similar in terms of who has a crush on who. There's a very specific type of person who has like the most amount of crushes, kind of like how it is in the real world. And you just live in this insane fantasy land that like doesn't exist of like, the thing is when it comes to romantic partners, it is very different to sexual partners. You are just talking about all of this as though it's the same exact thing because you don't prioritize emotional or romantic attraction or connection. You're only talking about sex here, right? Women, on average, are more picky because we have standards and also we have fear. We have to be picky. We have to be selective because there is a whole range of men who are out there to attack and potentially murder us. So we have to be more picky. We can't just go home with any random person we see. We can't do that. We can't just go out with any person that we meet because we are in danger constantly. That's not a privilege. Men constantly hitting on us, not a privilege because men like you who encourage this toxicity, when we reject them, we are putting ourselves in danger. Not a fucking privilege, man, to be in danger for turning down someone's advances, for being sexually assaulted, harassed, not a privilege. I'd rather not have that. A lot of men give that attention purely to manipulate women, right? There are women who don't fit the societal beauty standards, who have been outcast, who have never really received that affection from people. And when men get a whiff of that, they're like, ooh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make them feel really special and then I'm gonna abuse the shit out of them. And that happens way too often. You complain about us being too picky and being able to have the pick of anyone, but 1 in 3 women are abused. So the selection is pretty trash, really. It's pretty trash selection. That's after being selective. Not a privilege to have people hitting on you because a lot of the people hitting on you are hitting on you purely to take advantage of you. This last video is called Female Friends Are Useless, Here's Why. And not only is that a terrible, awful title, but they use New Girl in the thumbnail, and that is a personal attack. You took that one step too far. You crossed a line. How dare you imply that men and women can't be friends by using New Girl? Like, yeah, okay. Nick and Jess ended up together, right? We all knew that was gonna happen. Yeah, they were just friends and then they fell in love, but she's still friends with the other guys. She's still friends with them. They didn't just disappear. And it's not just like associate friendship because she does hang out with them on her own. Just as Cece also hangs out with like Winston and Coach on their own. They are friends, not just by association of their partners because they were friends before, you know? Anyway, don't put New Girl in your thumbnail. That's crossing a line. Take it down, remove it, change it.
Platonic friendships between men and women don't really naturally exist.
Yeah,
like
yeah, me too.
9 out of 10 times when a guy's friends with a girl, that goes back to that rejection thing we talked about, like fair failure.
Yeah.
There's no utility with having female friends. They're fucking useless.
You don't need to gain things from your friends. What do you mean a relationship with women is useless? Like you gain nothing. What do you gain from your friends? It's just companionship. It's just having someone around. Do you not know how to hold a conversation about anything other than how much you hate women? Is that the only thing you know how to talk about? Do you not do anything else with your life? Do you not like go to the movies or watch TV or go out to eat dinner, play mini golf, go to concerts, play music, go to cafes? Do you not do anything but sit and bitch about women and how much you hate women? Is that the only thing you're capable of doing? Because like, other things exist. You can talk about and do other things. You don't have to just sit there and complain about how hard it is to be a man and how much women suck and how much you want to have sex with a ton of women. That's not the only thing you're capable of talking about. And like, then what do you talk to your girlfriend about? Like, I don't understand that too, because you're a straight man, right? And you want to have a main chick and then side hoes. That's what you want, right? So what do you talk to your main chick about? What do you do when you hang out with her? Or is she just there as like an accessory to have sex with and then like abandon? Like, what do you do? Do you not have a relationship with your girlfriend? Are you not friends with her? You know you can have that with other people, then just not sleep with them. That you can do that. Relationships are more than sex. They should be more than sex. I have male friends whom I have no intention of sleeping with and whom, as far as I'm aware, have no intention of sleeping with me. And they're fine. They're just normal relationships like I have with everyone. I don't really understand why it's a big deal and why it's different. You just talk about the same stuff. You have different things you do with different friends. It doesn't matter what gender they are. It's about who you are as people and what you're interested in. Like Kat, my best friend and person whom I live with, we talk about like K-pop a lot. We live in a K-pop house. And that's the main thing we talk about. That's our thing that we have in common. We talk about a lot of other stuff as well, but that's one thing that we really connect on and bond on. And then with like some of my other friends, we have different shared interests, so we talk about that more often. And the common ground among all of my friends, regardless of gender, is our moral compass. And they don't always align completely, such as like I'm vegan and a lot of my friends aren't vegan. But in terms of like human rights and things like that, we all have a shared viewpoint on that. And so we talk about that. We talk about politics. We talk about the state of the world and current events. And we talk about our goals and what we want to do. And then we go and just have fun. That doesn't matter what gender you are. That has nothing to do with your gender. Like, unless you're talking about like privilege and stuff, which we do, but there's like an understanding of that. And that's all you kind of need, is just an understanding and shared interests and conversation topics. That's literally all you need in a friend. You don't need more than that. And I don't understand how you can not find value in friendships with women. All friendships hold value to a different degree. You don't need to have sex in order for a relationship to have value. That's insane. Okay, so I just realized my audio cut out for a long period of time there, so I apologize for how terrible the audio was there for a minute. I will check more regularly, because fuck. Anyway, sorry. Carrying on.
There's no such thing as a platonic friendship between men and women.
And people say all the time, you know what? It can work if the attraction isn't there. But my friend, over time, attraction can build.
I love that these guys in these debates, and just people in general, because this conversation exists across the board, just forget that queer people exist. Like, I have no gender preference in my, like, romantic and sexual partners. Like, I don't care. So, who am I allowed to be friends with? Am I allowed to have friends? Or is it okay to be friends with other women because we don't have the same, like, sex drives and, like, we're not attracted to people as much as men are. Men are attracted to every woman they meet. Women aren't attracted to people very often. So therefore, women can have male friends, men can't have female friends. Is that kind of the implication? Because that's insane. And then what about bisexual men? Are they not allowed to have any friends? What about pansexual men? Queer men? Are they not allowed to have any friends? No? The rules make no sense. You're making shit up. Just because you find it difficult to have a relationship with a woman because all you can ever think about is sex. That's a you problem. That's something you need to sort out. It makes sense that you don't have any women for friends because you are a trash person who hates women. So I don't see women wanting to spend much time with you because, you know, the more time they're around you, the more they get to know your personality and the more you suck as a person. So I get it. Maybe you're just bitter that women don't want to be your friend. But the solution isn't to blame women. The solution is to sort your shit out and fix your personality. Final point. And I said this before, but I'm going to reiterate it because I wasn't meant to say it before, but I got ahead of myself. You should be friends with your partner. First and foremost, your partner should be your best friend. You should want to spend time with them. You should enjoy doing things with them and hanging out with them. They should be your best friend. Absolutely. And then on top of that, you can have sex with your friends. And that can still be a platonic relationship. Friends with benefits is a thing. And it's fine. You don't necessarily catch feelings. You don't always end up dating the people that you sleep with. You're talking about it as though you can do that. So again, why don't you think women can do that? I've had casual partners that I've been with for like several months and not ended up dating. I have also had several that I have, but that's beside the point. Sometimes it depends on who you are, what you want, who the two people are. Sometimes relationships work better as a like friends who sometimes hook up thing, or just like you're friends with the person that you're sleeping with. It's good to know the people that you're sleeping with. It's nice to have some sort of like connection and like know them at all while you're sleeping with them. So like it is good to have a friendship with people you're hooking up with. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. You can just have a platonic relationship and sleep with someone. I have had a bunch of relationships in which I have just, hung out with them, stayed over, and then that's been our relationship. Like, we're friends, but we're not dating. We never did date, and that worked fine. And that's good. That works for some relationships. And then I've had other relationships that started out like that, and then we did end up dating. But that varies person to person. It varies on how you connect, where you're both at in your lives, what you both want. It's communication, it's consent, and either can work. Anything can work. It's not exclusive. Everything changes depending on the person. Gender has nothing to do with it. Sexuality itself does. Your libidos, your sex drive, what you're into, where you are at your life, all of that plays into it. That's kind of it. Do what you want as long as there's consent. Have sex with your friends or don't. Have sex with your partner or don't. Have like 10 girlfriends or don't. It literally doesn't matter as long as everyone is in the know and is consenting and there are boundaries, there's communication, and there is equality among the relationship. That's literally all that you need. And when I say like equality and equal power dynamics, because I always get people commenting this whenever I talk about that, I know that there are relationships in which there is a power imbalance and that is done for like kink purposes or whatever, like in like BDSM partnerships and stuff. That's a thing people are into. But that is consensual power play. You have gone into that and have an understanding of that's what it is, and you will have a conversation about it and communicate about it if it's ever going to be an issue. And there is trust, and there is understanding, and there's talking, and there are safe words, etc. That is a separate thing to taking power away from someone because you think you deserve it and not having an open communication with your partner. Two different things. I'm not getting them confused. Just know whenever I talk about equal power within relationship, power imbalances, etc., that's what I mean. This is a separate thing. Just, I don't want to have to keep clarifying it. I know. This has been the video. Fresh and Fit is a podcast that still exists and it needs to stop because, oh my god, it's horrific. And they have 1 million subscribers. So many people tune into them. So many people agree with them. And it's kind of scary, honestly, that there's this like rise in terrible misogynistic men because for some reason they think that women having a voice is taking a voice away from men, which it absolutely is not. I hope that you stay safe out there because, as I said, too many women are put into awful and vulnerable situations and it can take a while before you realize. So get to know the people that you're with. Know the warning signs. If you ever find yourself Googling, is it abuse? Get out. If you are sad more than you are happy, leave. I know it's much easier said than done, but I hope that you can at least find someone to confide in and have someone help you get out, because I know that sometimes it can feel good and you can convince yourself that it's going to be better and you have in your head that it's good. Sometimes it's fine. It'll be okay. If you are having to convince yourself of that, it's not. Please leave before it's too late. I know it's hard and I know it's scary, and I know sometimes people tell you that they're all you have. They aren't. You are so much more than your relationships, and even though leaving can feel like the end of the world, I promise you that it is not, and there is so much light after you leave. Just to get a bit deep there, I've been struggling a bit with my PTSD recently, so I just wanted to include that because I know it's a problem and this relates a lot to it. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you would like to see from me next time. A massive thank you to my Sprout and Above patrons whose names are up on the screen right now. And a huge thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons: Wolf, Toulouse, Bobby, Sparrow, Josh, Mandy, Robbie, Christy, Ikazel, the Alienated Librarian, Non-Euclid System, Skylar Dowd, Ishtar Hope, and Eldo. I love and appreciate you all so much. Thank you so much for joining. If you would like to become a patron, you can go to the link in the description or patreon.com/savvycat. For as little as £1 a month, you get videos a day early and podcasts a week early. And then from £3 upwards, you get extras such as outtakes, live streams, vlogs, etc. So if you're interested in that, your support means the world. Yeah, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, The Queer Kiwi, and Twitter, That Queer Kiwi. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah.